Hi everyone, this is Robert. Welcome to In Deep Geek. Season 4 of Sherlock has drawn to a close, but what was really going on? This is my explanation of the whole of Season 4 of Sherlock. If you want my explanations of what happened in any of the individual episodes, please feel free to click through to them here. The season starts just after the events of last year's Christmas special. That was essentially one long journey into Sherlock's mind palace, where he tries to work out how Moriarty could have reappeared on all the TV screens in the land when he saw him kill himself on the rooftop of St. Bart's Hospital. Sherlock concludes that Moriarty really is dead, and that this is a plan he hatched before he died as a way of getting at Sherlock from beyond the grave. And he's right, Moriarty is dead. And this is a final play from beyond the grave. But what he doesn't know at this stage is that this is really Eurus's plan. The long-lost sister that he had blanked from his mind after a traumatic childhood experience has resurfaced. Mycroft had her locked away in a secure establishment with orders that no one should engage with her unsupervised. But the prison governor did, and she quickly got him under her psychological control. He allowed her to roam free, leaving the prison whenever she wished. At this stage, she is just toying with Sherlock, adopting a disguise to flirt with John, threatening his marriage, and Sherlock carries on, oblivious. He picks up a case that intrigues him, the theft and destruction of busts of Margaret Thatcher. He correctly deduces that something is hidden within the 6th bust, but it is not what he thinks. It is in fact a memory stick belonging to a member of the Special Ops team that Mary used to be a member of. Mary's former colleague is convinced that Mary betrayed the group and is seeking revenge, but he dies before discovering that it wasn't her. Sherlock eventually realises that the real culprit is Vivian Norbury, a secretary in MI6. He confronts her and she shoots at him. But Mary dives in front of Sherlock, saving his life at the expense of hers. John, distraught, blames Sherlock, cutting him out of his life. And days later, Sherlock receives a DVD message from Mary that she had set up to go to him in the event of her death. She explains that the only way for Sherlock to get John back by his side is for John to save him for once. He needs to put himself in a situation where only John can save him. So he does. And this is where Eurus gets involved for the second time. She disguises herself as Faith Smith, daughter of Culverton Smith, a high-profile entrepreneur and philanthropist, and plants the idea in Sherlock's head that Culverton Smith is a serial killer. Sherlock, by now almost constantly high, seizes the opportunity to put himself at Culverton Smith's mercy. John does indeed come to the rescue and the pair are reunited, although of course Sherlock had it all in control all along, getting a confession out of Culverton Smith and predicting John's movements weeks in advance. This is when Eurus makes her final move. Her third and final disguise is as John's therapist. She tells John who she is before shooting him with a stun gun, knowing he will tell Sherlock. Sherlock, in turn, gets the whole story from Mycroft, and the three of them head off to investigate Sherrinford, the prison where Eurus had been kept all this time. It is, of course, a trap. Eurus is in control of the prison, using her off-the-charts intelligence to bring not just the governor, but the whole facility under her control. She had worked with Moriarty to draw Sherlock in, and now videos of Moriarty are everywhere, taunting Sherlock. She puts Sherlock, Mycroft and John through a series of horrific games aimed at breaking them down psychologically, before Sherlock stops it by threatening to kill himself. She knocks them out once more before transporting John and Sherlock to the Holmes family home from when they were children. It's here that she recreates the very childhood trauma that caused Sherlock to bury her memory deep in his subconscious, the murder of his childhood friend. She has chained John to the bottom of a well and sets Sherlock the riddle that he had failed to solve as a child. He solves it, realizing that it is a cry for help. The little girl Eurus had needed Sherlock's love and attention, and was jealous that he played with his friend instead. So, psychologically disturbed as she was, she killed the friend, and waited in vain for Sherlock to solve her riddle and come to her. Years later, she had never been able to move past it, lost and lonely, her intelligence isolating her from the rest of humanity. But now Sherlock understands and goes to her. In return, she saves John. Sherlock emerges from the season changed. He is still the genius consulting detective that we love, but being confronted by such intense memories from his childhood has left him more in touch with himself. Next season, if we get another season, we will see a new Sherlock, more of a friend to John and more understanding of human emotions. As Mary says in her farewell message to them, they are the best and wisest men she ever knew, the one last hope to so many people, there in Baker Street, like they've always been there and always will be. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you want to see more like this one, please click on the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, please check out my Patreon page. Thanks again. That's all for this time. I'll see you again real soon.